There's no red pill, no secret formula, or definitely no quick fix to success. You're not going to make $100,000 just by binge watching motivational videos or reading every self-help book out there. It would always be amazing if you could buy success, fame, self-esteem, relationships, or health for just $49.9. Whether we work hard or sit idle, one principle is always in motion: compounding. Today, we're going to talk about a great book, The Compound Effect, written by Darren Hardy. Now, if you don't know who Darren Hardy is a success mentor, keynote speaker, and author of the New York Times bestseller, and the former publisher of Success Magazine. He's known for his no-nonsense approach to personal growth. This video is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, what compounding is and how it works. Part 2, the 6 core principles from the compound effect. Part 3, a 10-step approach to help you actually enjoy the process of compounding in your life. I promise you won't regret staying till the end of this video. Part 1, what is compounding and how does it work? The compound effect is all about reaping huge rewards from small, smart choices done consistently over time. What's most interesting about the process is, even though the results are massive, the steps in the moment don't feel significant. And that's why people who start something new quit so early. But the ones who stick to the process win big in the end. The formula is simple. Small, smart choices plus consistency plus time is equal to radical difference. Let's see how compounding works in finance. You have $3 million sitting on your shelf right now, but your friend Hamza starts with just 1 penny that doubles every day for 31 days. But the deal is, neither of you can touch the money until the 31st day. After 5 days, Hamza has only 15 cents, and you are sitting comfortably with your 3 million. After 10 days, Hamza is still only at $5.12, while you still have your 3 million. After 20 days, Hamza has got just over $5,000. It's laughable compared to your $3 million. But then the magic of compounding kicks in. By day 31, Hamza's penny has grown to a whooping $10,737,418.24. That's the power of compounding. In real life, you can see this in Warren Buffett's wealth. He started investing at age 11, made his first million at 32, and his first billion at 56. It took him 20 years to reach $1 million, but only 24 more to hit $1 billion. That's the magic of consistency and time. And it's not just about money. Compounding can work in every area of your life: health, relationships, or personal growth. Compounding doesn't just work for good habits, it works against you if you're making poor choices. For example, drinking 1 extra 12-ounce can of soda daily adds 150 calories. Over a week, that's 1,050 calories. Over a year, it's 54,750 calories, or about 15.6 pounds of weight gain. This is why small, seemingly insignificant habits, good or bad, can have massive impact over time. The compound effect is predictable, measurable, and powerful. When you use it in your favor, it allows you to improve your life without burning out. And the best part, consistent steps can lead to life-changing outcomes. Isn't it amazing that a series of tiny, consistent steps can lead to life-changing outcomes? Part 2, the 6 core principles. Principle 1, choice. We all come to the world the same, sacred, naked, and ignorant. But after the grand entry, life is an accumulation of the choices we make. Your choices can be your best friend or your enemy. Think about it. Everything that you're today is a result of the choices you made about something. If you choose poorly, you might find yourself back to square, forced to make new, often harder choices. But the biggest problem is not the choices we make. It's the choices we don't make. Most of the time, we do not know what or why we are doing something. Instead of sleepwalking or letting other people choose for you, take 100% responsibility of the choices you make in your life. Waiting for anyone to come and save you is fooling yourself. Even in a partnership, romantic or business, don't think you're only responsible for 50% of the events. The responsibility is not 50-50, it's 100%. No matter what the economic situation is or who the Prime Minister of the country is, you will always have to take conscious choices about your life. Don't depend on luck either. You become lucky when opportunity meets preparation. Luck has a very interesting formula. Preparation, that's your personal growth, plus attitude, belief or mindset, plus opportunity, a good thing coming your way, plus action, doing something about it, is luck. The choices that you make over time leads to the second principle. Principle 2 is habits. We are what we repeatedly do. Aristotle. A habit is an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary. 95% of everything you feel, think, do, or achieve is a result of learned habits. And it's your learned habits that makes your life much easier and helps you live automatically. Activities like brushing your teeth, showering, etc. are habits that you do without a second thought. And if you had to make small choices all the time, your life would have been a chaos. Similarly, many of us have also developed some bad habits over time, like smoking a cigarette or sipping a couple of pegs in the evening, which we do without a second thought. But the problem with habits is that both good and bad habits take time to build. You don't become a chain smoker by smoking the first puff from a cigarette. You smoke 1, 2, or 3 cigarettes a day before you slip into chain smoking. Similarly, you don't become a marathoner just by buying a pair of shoes or running occasionally. You become a marathoner by increasing your distance and speed gradually over days, months, or even years. Mindlessly scrolling over reels is far more gratifying than reading a book or watching a 15 minutes of educational video. If bad habits gave us instant feedback, like the last time you touched the hot stove, you know that you never did it again. The problem with habits is that the older a habit gets, the deeper the roots grow and harder they are to uproot. Some get so big and so deep that you might hesitate to even try. So you must be very conscious about what habits you build. And while you're building your habits, understand that your willpower is not reliable. We're taught from a very young age that we find it very difficult to build habits because we lack willpower and motivation. That's not true. Both willpower and motivation are fair weather friends, and they don't come to you when you badly need them. Therefore, when you're trying to build habits, you should look beyond willpower and motivation. Every time you try to build a habit, you have to associate your why power to it. You should focus on your why power. Why is that habit so important to you? The stronger your why power is, the longer the habits will last. It's your why power that'll actually keep you going during your toughest times. The wisest and the most motivating choices are the ones aligned with which you identify as your purpose, your core self, and your highest values. Your choices are meaningful only when you connect them to your desires and dreams. If you want something, you must know why you want it. Associating your why power with clearly defined goals is your trump card to success. Define your goals clearly. The clearer your goals are, the faster you'll get there. If you're not making the progress you would make or can make, it's simply because your goals are not clearly defined. Something almost magical happens when you define your goals clearly. The person who has clearly defined goals will always defeat the best. Know who you want to become. And one of the best ways to cultivate habits is to associate it with routines. The bigger your goals are, the bigger your routine must be. A routine is something that you do every day without fail. Your routines must support the habits that you need to develop. It can always be difficult to predict how your day might go. No matter how planned you are, you might have surprise events. But you can almost always develop a good morning and evening routine, and those routines will help you develop sustainable habits. Once you have your choices and habits streamlined, the third principle of compounding kicks in. Principle 3 is momentum. Momentum is like Newton's law of inertia. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion unless something stops their momentum. If you stay in your couch with a belly full of fat and a brain full of dreams that has been never acted upon, you'll always stay there. Once you start gaining the momentum, you'll be unstoppable. Taking the first step is always hard, but once you start, momentum will join the party. Even when you get your choices, habits, and momentum right, you cannot keep going forward if you don't get your fourth principle right. Principle 4, influences. Everyone is affected by 3 kinds of influences. One is input, what you feed your mind. It's a never-ending battle to be selective and stand guard against any information that can derail your creative potential. We need to be extra vigilant to prevent our brain from absorbing irrelevant, counterproductive, and downright destructive input. Of course, you need to know what's happening in the world, but you don't have to know everything. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It has only one agenda, which is survival. It's always watching for lack and attack. And anxious information like robbery, fire, attacks in the morning itself, your brain will now spend all day chewing over the feast of fear, worry, and negativity. We can't change our DNA, but we can change our behavior. Put yourself in a media diet when you can, and know only what you have to know. Number 2 is associations. The people who you spend time with. The people whom you associate with regularly are called your reference group. And your reference group determines as much as 95% of your success and your failure in life. The people whom we spend our time with determines what conversations dominate our attentions, our attitudes, and opinions. Eventually, we start to eat what they eat, talk what they talk, read what they read, watch what they watch, treat people how they treat them, and even dress like them. If you hang out with people with no vision, you'll be like them. And if you hang out with people who has got good vision, you'll be like them. Look at your relationships and limit some of them. There are some people whom you can spend 3 minutes with. Don't spend 30 minutes with them. There are some people with whom you can spend 30 minutes. Don't spend a day with them. And there are some people with whom you can spend only a few days with. Don't spend your life with them. Expand your associations with people who will help you grow. Find a peak performance partner who can give you an honest opinion, with whom you will spend 30 minutes a week and reviewing your weekly performance each other. Find a mentor, develop a personal board of advisors. Do what it takes, associate only with the people who help you get better. Number 3 is environment, your surroundings. Develop an environment to support your goals. Remember, you get in life what you tolerate. If you tolerate disrespect, you'll get disrespect. If you tolerate people being late and making you wait, people will show up late. If you tolerate being underpaid and overworked, that will continue for you. It's amazing how life will organize around the standards you set for yourself. Some people think that they are the victims of other people's behaviors, but we have control over how people treat us. So now you've learned to choose, develop habits, build momentum, and get the right influences. Now it's time for the 5th principle. Principle 5, accelerate. Viewing yourself as the toughest competitor is one of the best ways to multiply results. Go above and beyond when you hit the wall. Push past what others expect of you. Do more than enough, even when it comes to small stuff. Giving a little more time, energy, and thought to your efforts won't only improve results, it will multiply them. It takes very little to be extraordinary. In all areas of your life, look for multiplier opportunities where you can go a little further, push a little harder, last a little longer, prepare a little more, do a little more. Principle 6, tracking. One of the most underrated principles from the compound effect is tracking. What gets measured gets improved. Tracking is all about staying aware of your choices and actions, so you can evaluate whether they are taking you closer to your goals or further away. Most of the time, we let life run on autopilot, unaware of how small habits are stacking up. Tracking gives you the power to stop living on autopilot and take control of your life. If you want to lose weight, start tracking everything you eat and drink. If you want to save more money, write down every single dollar you spend. If you want to be more productive, track how you spend your time during the day. At first, it might feel a bit tedious and uncomfortable, but that's the point. It shines a light on every area you've been ignoring or avoiding. Awareness is the first step toward change, and tracking gives you that awareness in black and white. Tracking is one of the most powerful tools for leveraging the compound effect in your favor. Part 3, 10 steps to enjoy the process of compounding in your life. Choices, habits, momentum, influences, acceleration, and tracking will help you get to where you want to. But the hardest part is enjoying the process. However, if you master these 10 rules, you'll fall in love with the process. Number 1, time is the essence. The core of compound effect is time. You'll grow only with time. So be calm, be patient. Number 2, keep it slow and easy. Don't panic. We're starting with an easy, breezy tempo. Just pick and track one area of your life at a time and work on it, and then pick the next one. Just one thing at a time. Number 3, consistency is the key. Even the good, passionate, and the most ambitious people with good intentions can fall short when it comes to consistency. The more consistent you are, the more luck, momentum, and rhythm is going to be in your life. Number 4, the real cost of a $4 a day coffee habit over 20 years is $51,833.79. So know what you're doing. Number 5, until results show up, you'll be an unsung hero where no one will applaud for you. No one might not even notice your efforts. You better be your greatest supporter. Number 6, it's often the villains that keeps the heroes going. In history, the most transformational stories and political revolutions came about fighting an enemy. Like David had Goliath and Coke had Pepsi. Rather than letting the past hurtful experiences sap your energy, you can use them to fuel positive and constructive change. Number 7, start your day with gratitude. The world looks, acts, and responds to you differently when you start your day with a feeling, an orientation of gratitude for the which you already have. Number 8, occasionally interrupt your routines. If you get bored and lose your passion, stop and deviate for a while. Eat different kinds of food, take a new class, visit a new destination, refresh and restart. Number 9, don't drink the dirty water. Your mind is like an empty glass. It will hold anything you put in. If you have dark, dismal, and worrisome water in your glass, everything you create will be filtered through that muddy mess, because that's what you'll be thinking about. Just like the dirty glass, if you flush it with clean, clear water under the faucet long enough, eventually you'll end up with a glass of pure, clear water. Clear water means positive, inspirational, and supportive input and ideas. And number 10, behave yourself. What stands between you and your goals is your behavior. Your life comes down to this formula. You are your choice, that's your decisions, plus behaviors, that's your actions, plus habits, your repeated actions, plus compounding, that's your time, is equal to your goals. So now you know how to make the magic of compounding work in your favor. Now it's your time to make the best out of this video. Share it with a friend, and remember this: when your friend grows, you grow. Thank you for watching. Stay subscribed. See you next time.